Steve, aka Fish, first. Congratulations, friendo. Hit the like button, please. Have you ever thought about why people fail at stacking silver and gold? Or have you thought about why people fail at investing in general? And lastly, why some people can't even save some cash? I got a list of the pitfalls today for you, friendo. We are going to go over these 3 lists. Not only do I think it's going to be fun and entertaining, but informative enough to level us up a bit. Dare I say, make us better accumulators of wealth. So, here are the 3 reasons why people fail at stacking silver, gold, saving money, or investing. Starting with topic number 1, failure at stacking silver and gold. And the first reason is lack of a clear strategy. Buying silver and gold randomly without a plan or goals, storage, or exit strategy. This reminds me of the guy speeding by on the horse and someone yells to him, "Where are you going?" And he says, "I don't know. Ask the horse." All right, lack of strategy is fine in the beginning. You got a few pieces, you're excited about it, and you want a few more. But if you're going to continue down the yellow brick road or the silver brick road, you'll eventually need to think more about where you're at, where you're going, and how you're going to go about getting there. So make a goal. It's okay to make goals. It's even okay to make a goal and never get to it. In fact, we should always have more goals than we could ever accomplish. That way, we'll at least always live with purpose. I'm a firm believer in writing your goals on your walls, mirrors, even in your car, places that you see and look every day. You've heard the saying, out of sight, out of mind. Well, how about insight, in mind? There is people that will make fun of you for desiring more out of this life. Get rid of them. I don't care who they are. I don't mean make them disappear. Make yourself disappear. Ah, the awesome power of invisibility. And what will they most likely do when you're not around? If you guessed, shoot down each other's dreams? Yes, that's probably what they're gonna do. I'm not saying people need to care about your goals as much as you do, but if you can't be around someone that's fairly supportive, then I would choose no one. It's okay. Eventually you'll find the others. Trust me, I get it. That's why I'm here by myself, broadcasting to you, friendo, on my 1000-air radio. As far as storage is concerned, you might not believe it, but if you're stacking this stuff, you're going to end up with a lot of it if you have a schedule. Or that goal we were just talking about. I have been stacking for a while now, and it's not my brother. It's heavy. Lastly, that exit strategy. Who are you going to sell this stuff to? I recommend building relationships with your LCS, local coin shops. I believe they will most likely pay a customer more for their silver and gold than some stranger who just walks in selling. Call it a hunch. People generally like to take care of their customers. And people sell once in a while and they start buying again. So it's in their interest to preserve the relationship. Another pitfall, emotional buying. It's been a couple minutes. You did hit that like button, correct? I appreciate your support, friendo. It doesn't go unnoticed. I'll continue. Emotional buying. Falling for hype or fear-mongering. E.g., silver is going to $100 an ounce, and overpaying. We see this a lot on the big stacking channels that sold out to bullion dealer sponsors, and perhaps the smaller channels that aspire to. Doom and boom gold and silver posts are low-calorie entertainment, friendo. I know, they're fun. I do it too sometimes. Here's the fact, though. War in the Middle East and irresponsible government spending are nothing new. They are older than us. It's not a surprise birthday party when you're approaching the house. It has no curtains, all the lights on. There's tons of people in there with birthday hats on, and it's your birthday. And they still want to yell surprise. It's not a surprise. Another pitfall, ignoring premiums. Focusing only on the spot price and not understanding that high premiums on certain coins or bars can erode profits. Yeah. Guilty. I just love buying Morgan dollars, and I'm pretty sure it's a mistake. Maybe not long term, but if I get forced to sell in the short term, it's gonna hurt. That's why I like to say I'm not financially advising you. I'm advising you to think. I don't recommend necessarily that people do what I do. For instance, I excessively capsule coins. I do handle them a lot because I make videos, but you probably do not make videos and you don't need to capsule your coins. As far as the premiums topic, everyone likes to say, hey, this is a good thing to buy, this is a bad thing to buy, but ultimately what it comes down to is what you pay for it and what people pay for it when you sell it. It's not a perfect science. Markets can change, but in general, there are things to consider. Like say if you're going to buy kilo bars of silver, I had people saying you should not buy those because you don't get paid a lot for those and there's less buyers. Now that could mean do not buy them, but it could also mean if I do buy them, I need to really make sure I get the right price. And if I can't get a great entry price, then yeah, don't buy it. And I believe that's the same for all products. If I'm missing something there, by all means, put it in the comments below. I love to be corrected because I want to learn. Shedding light on facts is not trolling. In fact, I welcome it. Even if you are exposing my lack of intelligence in front of my many viewers. Another pitfall, selling at the wrong time, panicking during a dip and selling at a loss instead of waiting for the market to recover. All right, I feel like I don't even need to elaborate on this. I don't think anyone that subscribes to my channel panic sells their silver and gold. You don't do that, do you? Here's another pitfall, over-leveraging, borrowing money to buy metals and being forced to sell during market downturns to cover debt. Now, I don't do that. I'm pretty sure you do not do that. But I do sometimes do that when I buy comic books. But I pay my card balance off every month. And it can be difficult sometimes. And I have had to sell Bitcoin to pay off a credit card bill before. And by before, I mean a few days ago. Another pitfall, poor storage practices. Improper storage leading to loss, theft, or damage to the metals. There's pros and cons to every storage method. The main thing I believe to adhere to is geographical diversity. In a nutshell, don't have all your eggs in one basket. Another pitfall, neglecting liquidity. Buying obscure or highly numismatic pieces that are harder to sell quickly for spot value. I'm pretty sure we all like to buy something nice once in a while for our stack, but I keep what I call my frontline soldiers. In case the price of silver spikes up, I have some silver that I can sell. Generic rounds, bars, etc. If silver should spike up very high, it likely will not stay there for long. So if you have collectibles that you need to sell on eBay and find specific buyers, you're going to be crunched for time. And from what I've witnessed in the past, after that nice spike up, it drops pretty quick afterwards. They say the stairs up and the elevator down. All right, and the final pitfall for failing to stack silver and gold is ignoring diversification, putting all resources into precious metals and neglecting other assets like stocks, bonds, or real estate. And I'll add Bitcoin. I'm sorry if you don't like Bitcoin. It's been very good to me, though. And frankly, I believe in it. Am I selling my gold to buy Bitcoin? No. If gold went up really high and Bitcoin went down really low at the same time, would I then? Maybe. Probably. It's good to have other assets and investments. I think tunnel vision when investing can be bad. Again, I'm not advising you on how to invest. I'm just advising you to consider the information. Regardless of your religion, I believe this Bible verse is relevant, and I like it. It says, "Divide your portion to 7 or even to 8, for you do not know what misfortune may occur on the earth." All right, let's jump into failure at saving money. Or as I like to say, failure at saving cash, or failure to save filthy fiat. Or perhaps we could say crooked currency. All of which I think are better than calling it money. Nevertheless, here are some reasons why people fail to save some of it. Oh, and I'll add, before I get into this, no matter what you feel about it, I believe some of it should be on deck and ready just in case you need it for emergencies or opportunities. All right, the first pitfall to save. Lack of a budget. Spending without tracking income and expenses. Personally, I don't think you need to do this all of the time. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I definitely think it should be done periodically, at a minimum. And there's budgeting apps you can get for your phone. And it doesn't sound too exciting, but remember, it's your budget, okay? It will benefit you and make you more efficient at getting more of what you want. So the appropriate response is enthusiasm and excitement, okay? So get on board. But I get it. Some people don't want to count calories. I mean, why would you want to, especially if you eat junk all day? You don't want to know. Ignorance. It may be bliss, but not for long, friendo. Here's a great pitfall. Lifestyle inflation. It reads, increasing expenses to match rising income instead of saving the difference. I think this can happen quite naturally, and we need to be conscious to stop it. I don't think it takes as much conscious effort to start it. And I would say that's probably because of advertisers. The current is always pulling us towards more spending if we have it. Oh, here's a great pitfall. Failure to pay yourself first. Not prioritizing saving by setting aside a portion of your income before spending. And yes, even on bills. And that doesn't mean you do not pay your bills, but you have to pay yourself first and foremost. Or at least second. I mean, the taxes are taken out of your paycheck right away. If you don't already know this, a lot of books will say take 10% and set it aside at a minimum immediately after acquiring some cash or payment or profit. That way, you're always left with the 90%. And when you have 90% of what you make, you'll find that your life doesn't really change missing that 10%. Although you have this wealth growing, and eventually that will be life-changing. And you can take that to the bank. Literally. All right, another pitfall. No emergency fund. Being unprepared for unexpected expenses, leading to debt accumulation. And I'll add that this situation could probably force you to sell an asset while it's down to pay off the debt, because debt can grow pretty fast. And I'll add, by having multiple assets, you may have some to choose that are in profit that you could sell off to pay off that debt instead of selling something that's a bit in the red. All right, here's another pitfall. I can feel this one's gonna sting. Over-reliance on credit. Using credit cards or loans for daily expenses instead of living within your means. I use my card to get points. Now, can I get deep? Yes. I can see how it can get out of hand. Here's a kind of obvious pitfall. Lack of discipline. Giving in to instant gratification rather than focusing on long-term financial goals. In fact, dare I say, lack of discipline affects many facets of life. I mean, listening to this makes me think about food. How many times do we eat something with total disregard to the future? Often, probably. I've been eating cereal at night. There, I said it. But I've been going for long walks, too. But that's no excuse. You can't out-exercise a poor diet. All right, here's the last pitfall, and it's kind of interesting. Not automating savings. Relying on manual effort to save, making it easier to skip contributions. I need to set some of these up. If you've automated any of your savings or investments, let me know in the comments below what you did. I may just copy off of you, friendo. All right, we're going to get into the final one, failing at investing. It's been a couple minutes. I got to check. Did you hit that like button? This is taking me hours before work. Please hit the like button. And if anything's on your mind, please put it in the comments below and mix it up with the other thousandaires. Your network is your net worth, friendo. Make some friends in that comment section. I'm gonna bring everybody together one day as soon as I can get paid. That's right, there will be a thousandaire event. It's all in my mind quite often. I will build this wealthy community. And it will be a real community with real people really looking at each other in the face one day. So help me help you and us with these algos until then. All right, failure at investing. The first pitfall, chasing trends, investing in hot stocks or assets without understanding them. Guilty, I've done this. Look, we got phones now, all right? We don't have to be ignorant. We can look up things. We can learn about things. So do that, okay? In the coming years, I mean, there already is a barrage of information and technology coming at us all the time. I believe the people that will do the best are the ones that are willing and enthusiastic about unlearning and learning new things. I'm basically talking about adapting. And if you're not really smart, well, you can work hard to adapt. And if you are really smart, you can still work hard. But you already know that because you're smart. Another pitfall, lack of research. Making investment decisions without understanding the underlying company, market, or asset. We basically just talked about that. The next pitfall, timing the market. Trying to predict market highs and lows instead of sticking to a long-term strategy. I say this all the time. Cost averaging. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's important, and I would elaborate on it, but I'm almost out of time. I have to go to work, so I'm going to finish up this list. The next pitfall, neglecting diversification. Putting too much money into a single stock, sector, or asset class. The next pitfall, overconfidence. Thinking you can outperform the market without proper knowledge and expertise. Yeah, there's a fine line between investing and gambling. And it can be pretty easy to cross over. Things can get exciting. Monitor yourself for peak emotions. If you feel peak emotions, good or bad, you're probably not thinking straight. And it may be a good idea to take a step back for a while. That pretty much leads into the next pitfall, emotional decisions. Letting fear or greed drive decisions, such as panic selling during a dip or FOMO buying. FOMO or FOMO is fear of missing out. If you feel this strongly, chances are you're about to buy the top. But no one knows for sure. If we knew for sure, we would all be rich, wouldn't we? All right, here's a good one. Ignoring fees, paying excessive fees to brokers, mutual funds, or advisors, which eat into returns over time. It did not mention taxes, which is also a fee. If you buy a stock and it goes up really quick within a year and you sell it, you have to pay a higher tax than if you held it for over a year. Or not just a stock, any asset. We're talking about short-term capital gains or long-term capital gains. And none of this is tax advice. Believe me, you don't want tax advice from me. I sold cryptos. My taxes are a nightmare. My accountant does not like me. She sighs. And I can't get rid of her yet because I need her. Maybe I'll get rid of her. We'll see. Oh, here's a great pitfall. Not rebalancing. Failing to adjust your portfolio to match your risk tolerance as market conditions change. As much as I don't have time and do not want to elaborate, I love this topic so much and I will. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Get a graph app for your phone so that you can make a pie graph. I hope you're not sighing like my accountant, all right? It's not going to be that difficult. Just find an app, all right? Let's see what the review is and download it. Then figure out how much your assets are worth and put them in the pie graph. Not only will you get an overview of your assets that looks like a pizza and be able to see what you own, how much it's worth in proportion to one another, but you will also know your total asset value, which you should update each month or at least quarterly in a year. Remember, what gets measured gets improved. Well, pretty much everything. It's nice to know if you're trending in the right direction. But back to the pie graph. You may notice that an asset you have is going up and taking over your pie graph, which is actually cutting your diversity, which can raise your risk. At the same time, you may notice another asset that you believe in long term that is down quite a bit. Balancing is when you would take some of the asset that is up, maybe sell some off, and buy some more of the asset that is down. Restoring balance. In my experience, these moves did not feel good at the time, but I'm so glad I did them. And by I'm so glad I did them, I mean they were profitable. All right, it's time to wrap it up. Here's the last pitfall. No clear goals. Investing without a clear purpose, such as retirement or wealth preservation, can lead to poor decision making. We already talked about the importance of goals. They are important across the board, whether it's wealth, health, spiritual, you name it. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and stick around. I'm making content every day in 2025, so long as life permits. If you're still here, leave an algo vegetable in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the show today, friendo, because that's it. That is it! Thousand Air Radio, Wicked Show.